Hey guys, so for today's keto meal prep, I did a lasagna, which is absolutely delicious. And I just paired it with a biscuit from a recipe that I found online. I think it was from Wholesome Yum, so I will link that down below. So yeah, I'm going to show you how I make the lasagna, which is great for any meal, but I also like it for meal prep because it's easy to heat up. And just to add some of the nutritional information about it. Sorry, that noise is my puppy. So this makes 8 servings. There's about 7 net carbs in it, 38 fats, 38 proteins, and 527 calories per serving, and that is going to vary depending on the type of sauces you use and all that. So that's just approximate nutritional values. So if you guys want to see how I made this keto lasagna, then please keep watching.
This is the little puppy snorter. Alright, so we're first going to start by browning up 2 pounds of ground beef. So in a separate pot, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of butter, and I'm going to melt that down. So while I have the butter melting down and the ground beef cooking, what I did was I took a mandolin slicer and I sliced up 4 small zucchinis, and then I just put some salt on them to kind of try and suck out some of the water. So as we're waiting for that, that's what I'm doing with these, because these are going to be your noodles. So now that the butter is all melted, I have 1 green pepper and 1 medium yellow onion here, and I'm just going to add that into the butter. And we're going to mix that up. And let that all cook down. So as the beef is browning, I'm going to crack some black pepper into there. And then I'm also going to add a little bit of pink salt. So as the beef is still browning and the onions and peppers are kind of cooking down in that butter, I am going to cut up a couple of tomatoes. These are just cocktail tomatoes. They're just what I had on hand. Cherry tomatoes work really well for this recipe, but I didn't have any. So I'm just slicing these up. And we're going to use these in just a minute. So as the onion and green pepper are cooking down, the onion's going to start to turn translucent, and that's kind of what we're looking for. But I'm going to add a little bit of garlic to this mixture. So the garlic I use is the minced garlic that you get from Costco, and I'm just going to add just a spoonful of that, and we're going to mix that in. And we're going to keep that cooking for a little bit longer. The next thing that we're going to do with the ground beef is it is all cooked, so I'm going to drain it and I'm just going to set it aside. So now that the onions have cooked down to a translucent color, I'm going to put my chopped tomatoes into that onion butter mixture. I'm going to mix those tomatoes in. And then I'm going to add a little bit of Italian seasoning. Some crushed red pepper. Just a pinch. And I'm going to add some basil. All I have is this basil seasoning paste, so I'm just going to add a little bit of that. And then we're going to mix that up. So I let that cook down for just a little bit longer, probably about 2 minutes. And now I'm going to add about a cup of this tomato sauce. This is the Simply Naturals tomato sauce. And the carbs for this is 6 net carbs per half cup. So it's not too bad. I really like the flavor of this one. This is the one with the, I think it's basil. Yeah, tomato basil. So I really like the flavor of this. And I'm just going to add that into that mixture. And I'm gonna let that cook down for probably another 2 to 3 minutes. So the sauce has finished cooking down, so now I'm gonna take that off the stove and I'm gonna mix it in with the hamburger. Alright, so I have the ground beef here and I'm going to mix the sauce in with that. And that's going to be our lasagna filler. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is make our cheese filling. So I took a whole brick of Philadelphia cream cheese. And then I'm just going to take about a cup of sour cream. I'm just taking what I have left here. And I'm going to take my hand mixer and I'm just going to mix this together. And that's going to be our cheese mixture. Alright, so now we're going to build our lasagna. So I'm going to take the meat mixture and just put a little bit on the bottom of this casserole dish. Kind of spread it out. And then we're going to start layering our zucchini pieces. We're going to put the cream cheese on top of that. It's hard to spread, so you're probably going to get your hands dirty. And we're going to repeat that layering system, so we're going to put beef on top of that. Alright, and the next thing I'm going to do is take a little bit of mozzarella cheese and I'm going to shred it on top. And I'm going to top it off with just a little bit of grated Parmesan cheese. So I covered the zucchini with some aluminum foil. I just kind of pushed it up a little bit because the cheese was kind of close to the top and I don't want the cheese to fall off when I pull the aluminum foil up. So I have this here and I'm just going to put that in the oven at 375 for 45 minutes. So after about 30 minutes I've taken the tinfoil off of the lasagna and I'm going to put that back in the oven for probably another 15-20 minutes. Alright, so I've taken the lasagna out of the oven and I'm just going to set that aside to cool. Alright, so to finish off the meal prep, I have put the lasagna in my meal prep containers, and then I'm just going to put a biscuit. And that is the final touch to my lasagna meal prep for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video.